Hello guys, welcome back to the ODA7 law class. Right, today we will talk about the another in the World Bank group. Right, the World Bank, this group is a kind of symbol of the MDB, Multinational Development Bank. In the international communities, we have various types of multinational development banks. However, the World Bank, this group, is kind of symbolic the bank. The MDB commonly they help the developing world. The World Bank, this is the a common MDB in the international communities. They will help the developing countries in the all of the world, not just in the certain regions. And then the World Bank, the bank groups has developed in many ways, not just for the helping the developing country, but also they have various types of related jobs, such as making report, sharing the knowledge and information with the developing countries and developed world. Sometimes these World Bank groups is used as the kind of bridge between developing countries and developed world. In the last class, we have talked about the one sub-body in the World Bank group, umbrellas, IDA, and its related agreement. The agreement regulate the establishment and the management and the other related issues. Likewise, today we will see another sub-body in the World Bank groups. All right, IBRD. IBRD is the World Bank group sub-body, and their major work is the assisting the developing countries, especially middle-income countries. The middle-income developing country means normal developing country, not poorest country. So we can divide the boundaries of the developing countries as the middle-income countries and the least developed world. The least developed world, the poorest country in the communities, they are more, they are needed, more assistance and further steps by the international societies. But middle-income countries, their economic stage is quite good. Of course, comparing to the developed countries, it's lower. But with the normally speaking, middle-income developing countries, their economic level is not bad. So the World Bank groups, they divided two sections in as the middle-income developing countries and least developed countries. Then they they also divided the institutions into the two different groups, IBRD and IDA. IBRD is more focused on the middle-income countries, and IDA is more focused on the undeveloped, least undeveloped countries. So today we will see the IBRD for the middle-income developing countries. Please remember that these middle-income developing countries are majority of international communities. Okay, so today we will see the IBRD issues in the World Bank. Okay, we have to understand the basic information on the MDB. Yeah, we have checked this point in the last class as well. MDB is the multinational development banks, such as World Bank, Asian Development Bank, and African Development Bank. This is the international public banks for the development work. It is international organizations, and they have many networks with the other institution or each government. But the thing is that this is the bank. Yeah, the major work of the bank is making a loans to their customers. Yeah, and they expect the interest from the loans. So even though their major role is more public focused, but this is the bank, so they will provide the loans, the money to their customers, but their major customers to be developing countries, of course. So to assist developing countries, the money in the banks to be used for the various types of development projects for the developing countries. They may have the money, we can call that money as a fund. The public fund will be, normally it came from the developed countries. So developed countries will provide their money for the public purpose to the bank, asking to help the developing world or whole international communities. So the money came from the developed world under the name of subscription to the World Bank, and then the World Bank, they will use this money under the name of fund for the bank, and the fund to be used to for the many development projects, that is public purpose project. So we can call that project as the ODA project, but with the hands of World Bank groups. So MDB, such as World Bank, they will use their hands, but they will use the fund originally from developed world, and they will help developing countries under the public purpose. So we can call that work as a types of official development work. So the MDB, such as World Bank, they will do their bank job. But mainstream of their bank job, is quite similar to the normal commercial bank, but their main purpose is more public interest, not private interest. So naturally, to help the developing countries, even though they will provide the loans to the developing countries, but they will expect very low interest, and then repayment, I mean the payback regarding the seed money, that should be in 20 years or 30 years. I mean the long time schedule. So many developing countries want to use those kind of loans. If they want to use the money from the normal commercial bank, they have to pay a big, the higher level of interest. So normally developing countries, they cannot use the loans from normal commercial bank. Rather than they will use the public purpose money, that is MDB fund as a loans. Okay, so World Bank is the symbol of the MDBs, and many regional international MDB are doing those kind of works. Likewise, World Bank groups. Okay, now at last we'll see the IBRD, the International Bank for Reconstruction and the Development. So IBRD, it is the abbreviation of these long words: International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. That is IBRD. So this bank is a part of World Bank groups. We have checked the World Bank groups already. So IBRD, this bank was established for the normal middle-income developing countries. There are many in the international community. So the body, IBRD, the size is quite big. Comparing to the IDA, their budget is bigger than IDA, because the numbers of the middle-income countries are many. So today we will see the law for the world, the law for the IBRD, that is the agreement of the International Bank for the Reconstruction and Development. Last class we have checked the agreement for the IDA. So I think you may assume that yes, main structure of this agreement for the IBRD is quite similar to the agreement for the IDA. Yes, you are right. Yes, it is. The agreement is quite similar. Their function, their mainstream structure, very similar to the agreement for the IDA. Because IBRD and IDA, their major role is same, but their major target is different, right? IBRD is for middle-income developing countries. IDA is least developed countries, LDC countries. So today we will see this agreement. What should be the major purpose of this agreement? Yes, the establishment and the management, those kind of work, for the IDA or IBRD. So the international law for the IBRD, the agreement, it was made for the establishment of IBRD and the management of IBRD, and to regulate the IBRD, the institution. Then, so when we see the agreement, we can assume that what happens in the IBRD. Okay, again, let's see the World Bank group again. There is the two major banks, IDA and IBRD. These two banks, as a sub-body of World Bank group, they are major player in the World Bank groups, IDA and IBRD. And then for the two banks, there are many other different institutions, such as IFC and MIGA and ICSID. The International Finance Corporation, IFC, it is an institution under the umbrella of World Bank groups. This corporation was made for the private sector development. Yes, even though the ODA work is very public purpose, but these public works, sometimes they must connection with the private sector. For example, private companies, they can do something under the name of the social responsibility. Yeah, so many companies, they are doing those kind of work. They are doing good work, good job for the normal people in the developing country. It is not ODA work because it is not the work of public hand. But yeah, we can imagine that private sector and the public sector, they can make synergy effect if they work together. So IFC, sometimes if they need the hands of the private sector work, then IFC can do the job. MIGA, the Multinational Investment Guarantee Agency, was made to improve the credit or the trustees of the developing countries. So in the international societies, normal commercial bank, they will not believe, they cannot trust the possibility of repayment of developing country or the company in the developing country. In that case, MIGA, as the sub-body of World Bank Group, they will help these developing countries. So they will help the developing country to host the investment, in the international societies. Many developing countries, they want to host the money, investment from the investors in the international community. However, many investors, they cannot believe the developing countries, their ability of developing countries. Because they believe that the level of the developing countries is not so high, not healthy, economically. Then the MIGA, the World Bank Group body, they will provide some kind of trustees or the help to the developing country. They can. Then with the help of World Bank Group, with MIGA, and then they can host the international investment. The International Center for the Settlement of Investment Dispute, ICSID, this is the very unique institution. If they have if the developing country, if they host the international investment, and the partner investors, international investors, if they have the dispute between them regarding investment issues, then who can settle down the problems? So World Bank Group, they made this special center for the settlement of investment dispute between host countries and investors. Normally, the investors to be a rich company, multinational companies, big companies, mainly from developed countries. Host country, normally developing country's government. So two parties, they may have some trouble regarding the investment issues. Then they fight each other. Yeah. And who can settle down the issue? Who can cooling down the dispute? Yes. World Bank groups. Which hand? Yes. ICSID. So the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Dispute, ICSID, their major function is investment dispute settlement. Okay? So the World Bank Group consists of these sub-bodies. Yeah? Among them, IBRD is major bank in the World Bank groups for the developing countries, especially middle-income, credit-worthy, low-income countries. That is the normal developing countries. They are majority of international societies. So the IBRD, they will provide the loans to the government of these developing countries. Comparing to the IBRD, the IDA is, the function is same, but the target is different. The IDA, they are working for the least developed countries, that is, poorest country in the world. So, the World Bank groups, they are doing their work in the many ways. Not just for the providing loans and repayment. It's not a simple thing. Their major work, of course, is that work, but they will do many other related jobs as well. Right. Let's see the IBRD agreement. When you see the Article 1, we can understand the background or main purpose of the IBRD or the agreement. To assist in the reconstruction and development of territories of members by facilitating the investment of capital, that is money, for productive purpose, including the restorations of economy destroyed or disputed by war. Please remember that. Why we call the bank as International Bank of Reconstruction. It is because the bank, one of the major role of the bank is reconstruction after the war. So mainly after the Second World War, many European countries are destroyed. Their infrastructure is devastated, so they couldn't make economic reconstruction. So, international societies, they wanted to reconstruct the economy of European countries and whole international economies. So they established this bank. And then they expanded their work for the normal developing countries to make economic upgrade, with the help of international societies. So they made this bank, and then they became the one important branch of World Bank groups. So their major role is helping in the reconstruction and development for the developing countries by facilitating the investment of money for productive purpose for the developing countries. Including reconstruction of economies, which was destroyed by the war. Reconversion of productive facilities to the peacetime needs and the re-encouragement of developing countries for the upgrading of their economy. To promote private foreign investment by means of guarantees or participations in the loans and other investment. They wanted to help the developing countries with the, of course, the basically with the fund from developed countries. So major role is of IBRD is to help the developing countries with the hands of the public fund. However, it's not enough. Sometimes they have to promote the private sector to work together with them. So private foreign investment is crucial things for the ODA of the ODA works of the IBRD. If the private sector, I mean the normal investment companies in the world, if they pour the money, providing the money to the developing countries, then they can expect synergy effect. Therefore, IBRD, they will stimulate the private sector, saying that, okay, please invest your money to the developing countries. We will provide our money as well. So let's work together for the economic development of developing countries, for the reconstruction of their economy, right? So they, in the Article 1, their major purpose, one of the major purpose, the co-works with the private sector as well, right? So the IBRD, they want to work, co-work, with the private sector as well. Right. Let's see another point. To promote long-range balanced growth of international trade and the maintenance of equilibrium in balances of payment. To help the developing countries, they must touch the trade dimension of developing countries. If they can do trade more than before, the developing country naturally will expect the profit from the international trade. So the IBRD have to stimulate the international trade of developing countries. And then if they can manage the balance of the payment from developed world to developing country, or from developing countries to developed countries, if they can manage, keep the balance of payment, in this way, then developing country, they can make some benefit from the payment. So balance of payment is also one of the main issues for them. These things must be done in the long-term view. Yeah, growth of international trade and the maintenance of the balance of payment. Yeah, with that jobs, they can expect the benefit for the developing countries. For that, IBRD will do something to arrange the loans, loans made by it. It means, IBRD, in relation to the international loans through the other channels, so that more useful and urgent projects, large and small alike, will be dealt with first. So the loans, the management or arrange or the control of the loans in the international communities should be done by the IBRD for the common purpose of benefit of developing countries. To conduct its operation with due regard to the effect of international investment or on a business conditions in the territories of members and in the immediate post-war years, to assist in bringing about smooth transition from wartime to the peacetime economy. So that point is the regarding World War. I mean, especially the Second World War. With the war, lots of economic facilities and the structures are collapsed. So, in a short term, international society have to make up this destroyed situation. So IBRD, one of the major role is stimulate these jobs to help the countries if they want to. So IBRD agreement, they provide these points as well. One of the major role of IBRD. So under these purposes, IBRD agreement made many kind of works in the other articles. Let's see Article 2, the membership in the capital of the bank. So the IBRD members normally developed world, so they have the status of the membership. Section 1, membership. Section 2, authorized capital. Section 3, subscription of shares. Section 4, the issue of price of shares. Section 5, division of cost of subscribed capital. And Section 6, limitation of liability. Section 7, method of payment of subscriptions for shares. Section 8, time of payment of subscriptions. Section 9, maintenance value of currency holdings of the bank. Section 10, restriction of disposal of shares. Oh, yeah. So, the members of the IBRD, they can do their work. As a members, they can do many jobs. So in the Article 2, this agreement provided their works of the membership and their jobs as well. So the members of the IBRD, the countries, normally developed countries, they can do their works under these provisions. Okay? Article 3, they provide the general provisions relating to loans and guarantees. So Article 3 is the major provisions for the major work of IBRD. If the Article 2 provided the membership of IBRD, then Article 3 provided the major role of IBRD. Use of resources, dealing between members and the banks, limitation on guarantees and borrowings of the bank, conditions on which the banks make guarantees or make loans. Section 5, use of loans guaranteed participated in or made by the banks. Section 6, loans on the International Finance Corporation. So, Section 6, let's focus on Section 6. You can see the IFC. Yeah. So, IBRD can provide to the IFC. And then IFC, they will do their jobs with the private sector. Okay? So, yeah, with that works, public sector and private sector, they can work together. Okay? So, IBRD, they will do their jobs by themselves for the public sector, and sometimes they can shake hands with private sector as well. Okay? Okay, let's see the Article 4, operations. Yeah. How to manage their loans and their work, their money. Yeah. Payment, guarantees, special reserves, and the other things. Let's see the Section 10, political activity prohibited. So, IBRD, they are banks. Their major role is loans and credit for the developing countries. But in the international societies, there are many kind of political activities between developed countries or among the developed countries, or sometimes between developed world and developing world. So it can be influenced. Those kind of political activities may make influence to the works of IBRD. IBRD must be cut down. They must cut down the influences, and then the staff or IBRD itself, they cannot. They have to not be influenced by their political issues. So political activities must be prohibited. Okay, yeah, right. Let's see the Article 5, organization and management of the structure of IBRD. Structure of the bank, board of governors, voting executive directors, president and the staff, and the advisory councils, and loan committees, and the other relationship with the other international organizations. These steps are very similar to the provisions in the IDA agreement. Okay, so IBRD and IDA, their structure are very similar together. Yes, it is. I said that, yeah, in many cases, the steps, yeah, in IBRD and IDA, they share together. That means the structure of IBRD and IDA are very similar together. Okay? Please remember that, yeah, their structure are very similar together. So Article 5, they provided this point. Let's see another article, withdrawal and suspension of the membership. Yeah, this point is also very similar to the provisions in the IDA agreement. Right of members to withdraw. Yes, any members of the IBRD, they want to, yeah, if they want to do that, they can do that, yeah. Withdraw, right, yeah. And the other thing, yeah. Let's see another point, status, immunities, and privileges of IBRD. These points also very similar to the provisions in the IDA agreement. The status of the bank, yeah, as an international organization, they can do many works with the international community. Positions of the bank, immunities, freedom of asset, of restrictions, privileges, and the many kind of special right for the IBRD itself and the step of IBRD for the work of IBRD. So yes, they can enjoy various types of immunities and privileges from the works of the each member countries. Yeah. So their status is quite similar to the diplomatic members of the countries. Let's see the other articles: amendment, interpretations, approval of deemed given. The final provisions are they control the other issues. The IBRD agreement, they are the agreement. The major role of the agreement is the establishment, management of the IBRD body, and so the agreement is quite similar to the IDA agreement. Please remember that point. Okay, in part 1, we have checked the IBRD agreement. When you see the provisions of the IBRD agreement, you may feel that, oh, it's very similar to the IDA agreement. Okay, yeah, you're right. IDA and IBRD, the major function are very similar together. But their major target is different. And then, so basically the agreement, the structure of the agreement is very similar together. Okay, this is the end of part 1. Thank you very much, and we'll have the break time.